It's a foggy day in the city. You're walking down the sidewalk when all of a sudden you hear crying. It's coming from an alleyway nearby. You couldn't see inside because it's too dark, but you walked over to get a closer listen. Suddenly, you see a pair of little feet scurry out from between the trash cans. You kneel down and ask, "Hey, are you all right?" The little boy looks up at you with wide eyes and says, "I can't find my mom." He begins to cry again. Before you can say anything, he darts back into the shadows. You don't want to scare him, so you slowly begin to walk into the alley yourself, calling out, "Hey, little guy, where'd you go?" This is part 4 of our series. Be sure to check out parts 1, 2, and 3 if you haven't already. You walk deeper and deeper into the labyrinth of alleys, barely able to see the ground beneath your feet or the graffiti-covered walls that surround you. All you know is that you need to find that little boy and his mom. After what feels like hours, you finally reach the end of the alley. To your surprise, there's a park just beyond it. And sitting on a bench in the middle of it is a woman who looks like she's been crying. She's talking to someone, or rather something, but you can't make out who. As you approach, the woman turns around. Relief washes over her face and she stands up, calling out, "There you are. I was getting so worried." She walks over to you and asks, "Have you seen a little boy around here?" "He's my son. We got separated a few minutes ago, and I haven't been able to find him anywhere." You feel terrible for the woman. You tell her you found her son earlier, but now he's gone. Just as she's about to break down, she spots something on the ground nearby. It's a little red balloon. She immediately breaks into tears. She doesn't know where her son could be. You do, however, and you set off back down the alley. This time, you're more aware of your surroundings. You notice things that you didn't before, like a small red sneaker print in the grime, like the little boy had stopped to tie his shoe at one point. Further down, you see a discarded tissue. It almost looks new. You pick it up, unfold it, and bring it to your nose. It smells faintly of baby powder. Following the path, you come across a narrow opening in the buildings. It's too small for cars to pass through, but just large enough for a person to squeeze their way through. On the other side of the passage, you hear some rustling. You peer cautiously around the corner and spot a little boy. He's sitting on a fire escape ladder, with his arms wrapped tightly around his knees. He looks up and sees you and instantly darts behind the railing. You call out, "Hey, little guy, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you." You wait a moment for a response, but none comes. Instead, the boy lets out a loud sob and hides his face in his hands. "Please come out," you say softly. "Let me help you find your mom." After a beat, the boy slowly emerges from behind the ladder. He looks up at you with big glistening eyes and asks, "Are you gonna take me to her?" You nod. "Of course," you say, "but I need you to come with me a little further." You extend a hand to help him down from the ladder. He hesitates for a moment, then takes it. As you walk down the alley together, you strike up a conversation with the boy to try to get him to open up. "What's your name?" you ask. "Joseph," he replies quietly. "Joseph," you say. "That's a nice name. How old are you, Joseph?" "5, he whispers. You kneel down to his level. "Do you remember what your mom looks like?" Joseph nods. "She has long brown hair, and she wears a blue jacket," he says, "and she always smells like apples." You smile. "Well, then we just have to find her." Joseph looks down at his feet. "I've been walking around this alley for a really long time," he says. "I don't think my mom's here anymore." "Don't worry, Joseph," you say. "We'll find her, I promise." You continue walking until you reach the end of the alley. There's another one here, but it's much darker than the last. You can't see inside, but you hear some noises. It sounds like a cat meowing, but it's not quite right. As you get closer, you realize that it's a man. He's sitting on a pile of boxes, holding a kitten in his hands. The kitten meows again. "Oh, there you are," the man says, scratching the kitten behind the ears. "Where were you hiding? I was getting worried." He looks up and sees you. "Can I help you?" he asks. You explain that you're looking for a little boy named Joseph. "He's wearing a red jacket," you say. The man shakes his head. "No, sorry, I haven't seen him. But if you go past those boxes, there's a little girl there who might have seen him," he says. "She's really good with directions. I think she lives around here somewhere." You thank the man and walk around the boxes. Just as the man said, there's a little girl sitting on a ledge. She has a bandage on her knee and a book in her lap. "Excuse me," you say. "Have you seen a little boy around here?" He's about 4 or 5 years old and he's wearing a red jacket. The girl looks up. "Red jacket," she repeats. She thinks for a moment. "Yeah, I think I saw him. He went that way," she says, pointing down another alley. You thank her and hurry off. After what feels like an eternity, you finally reach the end of the alley. There's a playground here, but it's deserted. All of the swings and slides are empty. You don't see anyone except for a little boy sitting on a bench. He's wearing a red jacket. You run over and kneel down next to him. "Joseph," you say, "is that you?" He turns around and you both recognize each other. You throw your arms around the boy and he hugs you tightly. "I found you," you say. "You're safe now." Joseph looks up at you with tears in his eyes. "You kept your promise," he whispers. You stand up and help him off the bench. You look around to see if you can spot Joseph's mom, but she's nowhere in sight. Then you hear some footsteps behind you. You turn around and there she is. She runs over and scoops Joseph up in her arms. "Oh, my baby," she cries. "I was so worried about you." Joseph hugs her back. "I'm sorry I got lost," he says. "Shoo, I won't do it again." His mom kisses his forehead. "It's all right, sweetheart. It's all right." She turns to you and smiles. "Thank you so much for helping my son," she says. "I don't know what I would have done without you." You shake your head. "It was no trouble at all," you say. "I'm just glad I could help." As you watch the mother and son walk away hand in hand, you can't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. You may never know the full story behind how the boy got lost in the first place or why his mom was so frantic to find him, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you were there when he needed you the most and you helped bring him home. The sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the pavement. You turn to go home, knowing that you made a difference in the world today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and subscribe for more content. Also, be sure to share this video with your friends and family. We'd love to hear what you think of this story, so be sure to leave us a comment below.